Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Quest. Y'all already know what it is. Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast, where we discuss all things marriage, relationship, and things of the like. I don't know. I'm on my radio voice. You know what I'm saying today? Before I continue any further, that's what we do it now. You know what I'm saying? We that's what we do it now. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, my mellow, my man, as they give me the crickets, L. David Harris.
Yo. Hey, Quest.
Yes, sir. And MC.
Hey.
Stand up.
I gotta do something, bro. I feel like I'm asleep still. Like, what happened? But guess what, though? Yeah, even though I'm feeling a little bit, I think that class is in session. What up, though?
Yeah. What up, man? I'm not even mad at you because I need a little bit of that to get me up. I'm telling you, I'm slow motion today.
Word.
Yeah, slow motion. I really do want to shout you out personally because once again, I don't take this for granted, man. The fact that we get to, come on week after week and sit and discuss. And now it's gone another step. You know what I'm saying? We're running companies now.
Oh.
For those who didn't know, my man is running, you know what I'm saying? He's running the ship, you know what I'm saying, over at the greenhouse. And
okay.
You know what I'm saying? First of all, let me just go ahead and
thank you. Thank you very much.
Real talk.
Thank you.
And so for us to have not even a friendship, a brotherhood, man, of all these years, and to be able to do this stuff is a blessing and a half. Shouts out to everybody who is a part of the Greenhouse Marriage Mastermind. If you're not a part of a marriage community, you really do need to be a part of one. I got, some people right now that I am lamenting over. And I wish that they, it's one of those things where one person sees the benefit and the other one doesn't, and you can't make the other person show up. And because of it, it's led to some challenging places, right? And so if you're not a part of a marriage community and you married, like, unless you really dope like that, right? I don't know about nobody else, but I'm not dope like that. I need, you know what I'm saying? I need that help. Do me a favor. If you want to become a part of a community of like-minded individuals who are keeping their marriages on point, right? And we don't just meet, we do stuff together. We go on trips. As a matter of fact, come on. They don't even know about the cruise that we going on next year.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? To Coco Cay, Bahamas. They don't know that we're going to Curacao. They don't know that we're going to Aruba aboard, you know what I'm saying? Royal Princess Cruise Line. Come on, man. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. They don't know that we going, you know what I'm saying, for 10 days, 9 nights. You know what I'm saying?
That's how long we going?
From the 2nd to the 10th. I'm sorry. From the 2nd to the 10th. 9 days, 8 days. I'm sorry. 8 days, 7 nights. I'm sorry.
Well, however long we going, I'm gonna be up in there.
Yeah, 9 days, 9 days, 8 nights.
Okay.
9 days, 8 nights.
Maybe I should play the thing, Quest. Want me to play the thing?
Oh, play the thing.
I can play the thing. The thing. Okay.
Play the thing. Let them see it. So, like, for real, if y'all are down to rock with us, we don't only meet and work on our marriages. We don't do life around one another. We do life with one another. I see it back there, homie.
So let me scroll them back, man, and get them in there, man.
Oh man, take a look.
Yeah.
Look, for those who watching, take a look.
Yeah, I don't know why it don't want to rewind on it, Quest. What is wrong? This disrespectful. This is disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. But
now, hold on the thing, man. Can't even rewind it.
Yep. I just want to tell them though, D, like for real, if you're not a part of a community and you want to be a part of a community of like-minded individuals, like just connecting with some good people, right, who love their marriages, do me a favor, go visit www.jquestgreen.com/coaching and join the community. Join the community.
That's it. That's it.
CEO of the Greenhouse, a marriage enrichment company where we focus on 3 things: love, lifestyle, and legacy. Let me tell y'all something. The Greenhouse Marriage Getaway, the first annual Greenhouse Marriage Getaway 2023 is officially in the books. We are already underway for the 2024 Greenhouse Marriage Getaway Cruise and Conference happening on Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. Let me tell y'all something. We're going to 3 locations, right? Aruba, Coco Cay in the Bahamas, and we're going to Curacao. If you missed the first annual Greenhouse Marriage Getaway, trust me, you don't want to miss the second annual. Once again, it's going down on Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and the speakers lined up and more to be announced, and I'll just share with you a couple. L. David Harris, let me tell you something, phenomenal speaker, author, coach. He'll be speaking on that cruise. Lemoyne and Crystal Robinson, serial entrepreneurs, they will be on that cruise as well. Myself and my lovely wife, Faith, will be speaking on that cruise, and not to mention the pastor of A Place of Change Ministries, Associate Pastor TJ Tyus, phenomenal coach, phenomenal speaker. He will be on that cruise speaking as well. Let me tell you guys, once again, it's going down next year, August 2nd through the 10th, 2024, Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. It is the Greenhouse Marriage Getaway Cruise and Conference. You don't want to miss it. Tickets go on sale today. Look at the link down below. Click the link. Get your tickets today. I'm telling you, we want to do life with you and not around you. Because if you're not working on your marriage, then my friends, what are you doing? If you don't want to miss out, be a part of the cruise. I'm telling you, it's going to be phenomenal. It's your boy Quest. Peace.
You feel me?
Yeah, that's it. That's serious. Like that's serious, Quest. That's
serious. So I don't know what's holding you. Some of y'all are in some shaky places. Some of you are in some okay places, but you know if one storm come through there, it's gonna be a problem. And what we want to do is help you strengthen those areas. You know what I'm saying? The areas that are like for real. And like for real, you can do it a fun way by being around some like-minded individuals. I got couples who are, not really as extroverted as I am. They come into the group and they just sit and listen and they speak. And when they speak, it's powerful. You hear me? And so, yeah, man. Join the community, man. Join the community. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Well, that's a whole lot. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yo, by the way,
yes.
Shout out to Joseph Wilson, who was on last night on the mastermind, who spoke on confirmation bias last night. Wonderful conversation. I've been getting messages since last night about how dope the conversation was. So yeah, man, shouts out to Joseph, man.
Yeah, it was good to see the brother again, man.
Yeah, man. Good
Yeah.
dude. Good
Yeah.
dude. Good dude.
Yeah.
Yo,
Well, hey, you didn't ask me nothing.
yo, D.
Hmm?
How's life on the island, man?
Yeah, for real. But that on a thing, man. Yeah, man. We're good. We're good, but me tired. You understand? Me good, but me tired.
Yo,
I want to sleep because last night when I kept me up late and, you know, yeah. Everything otherwise, we're good. Yeah.
David loves that. I don't even know what that is. Is that what you call it? DuckTales voice?
No, me there talk, man. What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, me there talk.
David loves this thing. There's not a day that we get on here that David don't touch that thing. You know, he loves that thing.
Well, it's there. So, I have to touch it. Yeah.
Otherwise, we good.
All right. Otherwise, we good. Life is life.
Life is life.
Life is life. You know
Life
what
is
I'm saying?
life. Life is
I love
life,
it.
guys.
I love it, man. I have some stuff, man, that it's going on here at the crib, but I'll share it later on. Let's jump into this thing, man. What we talking about today, D?
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily my personal experience, but real talk. Like, there are a lot of people who are married right now, and they're like, yo, if I wish I had fill in the blank before I got married.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had fill in the blank, and we'll talk about some of these things, before I got married. And we're not talking about like a new house, a new car, and them kind of things, because there's a lot of y'all really killing the game, but there's some stuff that's missing.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that's missing. So really, I want to shout the singles out this morning.
Yeah.
Right? So there's some things that you need. Some of you don't know you need it. Like, you need it. You don't know you need it. But when we say it, you're going to be like, yeah, I wish I have that now. I want that right now. So we're going to talk about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we start with more self-confidence? Can we start right there?
Oh, no doubt.
You're single. You are considering some serious relationship, but your self-confidence is kind of like, I don't know. Like, you're afraid. Like, you don't want to approach the person that you are most drawn to. But boy, you want to shoot your shot because, like, there's no time but now. Yeah, self-confidence. So let's talk about that for a moment, man, because real talk, like, that fear of rejection is a big deal right now.
I don't know about nobody else, but I know the women that I was trying to press back in the day, you had to have a certain level of confidence in order to approach them. And that's what made, I think, me stand out just a little bit. It was some dudes who was hands down. We could look at some areas and say, yo, they was doper than me in these areas, but they was shook.
That's true.
To talk to chicks, and I was never.
I never had that problem when I was grown. I didn't have that problem. We're not talking about babies today, y'all. We're talking about grown people who have accomplished much in your lives, but there's something in terms of self-confidence where it's just like, I don't know, should I be connecting with him? Should I be connecting with her?
Yo, you know what's so crazy about it, man? When you left New York, I was running with Kurt and Mikey. Mike was a different beast. Mike used to roll up on chicks, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about grown women too. Like, we was like 20, 21.
Pause.
They was rolling up on people, women like 28, 29 and spitting game, and they was loving it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that just being in that environment, like, I think was the thing that, because first of all, when I was young, I'd never really had it. That just intensified it. So I'm not glorifying the part about, you know what I'm saying, running women down. But when you dating and you see something or, you know, intrigues you and you want to learn or know more, like, for real, you got to have, there's nothing worse, I think, or turn off to a woman than a dude that is not confident enough to come over and say X, Y, and Z to her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. You know, it's really interesting. I've lived in, and I live in one now, but I've lived in a few places in my life where successful women are dime a dozen.
Yeah.
successful women are dime a dozen, right? So I live in Jamaica, and despite a lot of what you hear about, well, it's true, by the way, despite what you hear about, you know, how poorly some men treat women here, this is one of the capitals of the world for successful, powerful, confident women. When I lived in D.C., and in the area surrounding. I lived in D.C. for 8 years. I lived in the DMV for 20-some years. That was another place because it was the seat of the United States government. It was like the mecca for especially women of color, not just, but especially women of color. They were getting younger and more powerful. When I say younger, I'm talking about adults.
Yep.
But you're not waiting until you're 40-something, 50-something to see these people in their strength. And I would hear, and I could never understand it. So no diss to the brothers who are experiencing this, but I used to hear like, yeah, there's so many men just don't want to approach me. They say that I'm intimidating. And then when you hear the discussion, it's like the women are not intimidating. It's just that the women already know what they're about, like we say here. You have to know what you're about. They know what they're about. But like, why would you have a problem approaching? Why would you have a problem starting a normal human conversation? Like, why would you have a problem inviting whatever the positive thing experiences that you have that you want to offer? Like, what is that? But no diss, there's some men who do have that challenge.
Yep.
And I'm just picking men, but I'm sure that there's some women out there who also are lacking in that area.
Well, the onus is upon us because, I mean, I know we living in a different day now. Women are approaching men. You know what I'm saying? And don't have no qualms about it. You know what I'm saying? Those of us who are progressive. But traditionally, it's the man who initiates that connection.
Bruh,
right?
a woman once proposed to me, bro.
Yeah.
And I said yes. And I'm not talking about Simone. We didn't get married, obviously, but yeah, she proposed. She was just like, yo, it's time. Like, so yeah. And I was like, wow, that's serious. And I didn't feel no way. I didn't feel intimidated by it. I didn't feel like there was something wrong with it. And I said yes, even though later on we parted ways. But it was just like, yo, whatever you desire, huh?
Was she older?
No, I was for the first time older than the woman.
Okay.
So she was probably 2 years younger than me.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah, so she was just like intimidation. Like, no, I'm not what confidence problem. She didn't have that. But still, there are people who would not have approached my Simone. Like, and I'm like, well, while y'all sitting there wondering and figuring it out, I'm gonna go ahead and what the boys in Philly say, I'm gonna crack on her. And that's my friend, yes. There's no guarantee she gonna entertain the thing, but Simone was down, I was down, and then the rest is history. Like we decided to make this a lifelong journey together.
Yep. I remember being that age and dating older, women who were considering like, yo, I was like, yeah, I'm not ready for that. Like for real, like, and that's what you're gonna get because they know who they are, they know what they want. You know what I'm saying? And they're ready to pursue it, right?
Yeah.
And we just living in a day and time now especially for us. Like I think men looking at women from a confidence perspective are looking for women who are confident in being, a wife, being a mother. If we decide to have a family, being confident in making decisions.
Yeah.
But as far as the initial attraction is concerned, I think it's up to us. Traditionally, it's changing, like I said, but yeah, confidence is definitely a major part. And if you don't have it, you might need to work on that before you engage in relationship. Because when you get in, it's going to require you to make decisions. If you don't have confidence, we say it all the time. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're not confident in this area over here, how can we expect you to be confident in making decisions?
Yeah. So let's start with one tool. How about changing the conversation, like positive self-talk?
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying to yourselves, brothers? What are you saying to yourselves, sisters, where relationship is concerned? Like, are you saying, boy, I wonder if person X would find me desirable because fill in the blank perceived negative thing? That one has a PhD. I only have a master's. That one is pushing a Porsche and I'm driving a Toyota. Like people actually entertain this kind of a thing. So
But you
really,
know what, though, David?
like
It's
really entertaining self-talk, like positive self-talk is a start. And I'm starting with something shallow because that's where most people
yeah,
are. You feel me?
yeah.
So yeah, let's start with that.
But I think society has made it a thing now, right? In terms
Yeah.
of discussion, because you have PhD and I have masters,
Yeah.
makes you better than me. Let me be very clear. When you have and I'll just use the context of education, right?
Yeah.
Because you have a PhD and I have a master's does not make you better than me, except for the area in which you got the PhD in.
Yeah.
Some people think because you got a PhD in education that makes you dope in finances, that makes you dope in relations, that makes you dope in business. No, that means that you thoroughly were thoroughly educated to the highest standard possible in
Yeah.
one particular area. And because you have done that does not make you better than anybody else who might
Yeah.
have a lesser degree than you. Because truth be told, there's some people who don't have no degree that'll run circles around PhDs.
Yeah. How about, okay, so we got the self-talk. How about exercise? Does that have an impact? Like if I begin to exercise, and I'm not saying become a fitness model, I'm not saying to become a bodybuilder, but I mean simply to exercise on a regular basis. Do you think that has a positive impact on self-confidence?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Because when I got a couple pounds on, I'm like, all right, dude, you need to lose that. But as soon as we drop the weight, and then you know what I'm saying, when you've been in the gym, you know, we be in the gym on a fairly decent basis.
Fairly decent.
You know what I'm saying?
Fairly regularly.
When you get your reps in and you get your gains and you walk past the mirror, you're like,
who that there?
oh.
Wait. Oh. Hey.
Yes, indeed. The rack is on deck. You know what I'm saying? The 12 gauges is hanging from the shoulders. You know what I'm saying? You're looking a little bit different. You're looking broader. You know what I'm saying? Your clothes fit differently. Matter of fact, you start wearing different kinds of clothes that accentuate.
Yeah. And then there's the endorphins.
Oh yeah.
Like those feel good chemicals in our minds that just help to kind of defeat, you know, basic depressive thoughts, like basic things where confidence is concerned. Why? Because I have more energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so exercise actually brings consistent exercise brings energy. People think it'll put you to sleep, but consistent exercise actually brings energy.
So I hear you saying something low key, David. If we are experiencing any levels of low self-esteem and we know the areas in which we should improve, could it possibly be that your low self-esteem is linked to the areas in which you know you should improve but have not, and you are kind of in this comfort?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it could. And look at how I'm sitting right now, like how I'm sitting. Because right now I'm a little bit tired. I'm leaning on my desk. My left hand is on the desk, and I'm over the microphone.
Yep.
So what if I actually have poor posture? I'm talking about visible posture. There are people who, if we would learn how to square our shoulders, if we would learn how to elongate our backs, if we would learn how to hold our heads, I'm talking about physically. We're not talking about no special philosophical thing. If we learned how to become more erect in terms of our posture, more sure in terms of our walk, don't do it. And in terms of our walk, like our walk becomes more confident, women or men, then maybe, just maybe, then our internal measure of confidence will turn up a bit. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are basic things that people don't know. Well, I need more self-confidence, and people are like, go get another degree. I need more self-confidence, buy some more clothes. It's like, pause. Like, that's cool. Like, no diss, but there's some real basic everyday things that we can do to
Change it.
improve
Yo, change your style.
Change your style. What's
I'm
that?
just saying, like, for real, you know where we come from, right?
Yeah, I definitely do.
We are like, you know, your boy, like, kicks is one of them things that your boy definitely got. I'm gonna keep some kicks. Right? And it's like, for real, when you know that, like, there's a certain level of style coming out of New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you dress a particular way, and you know, like, this is repping, you know what I'm saying? Just no matter what that style is, you know that you know when it's fresh.
Yes.
It causes you to respond to you differently. You walk differently. You know what I'm saying? Your self-esteem is different, right? And I'm not saying conceited, but there's a certain confidence that you walk with because you obtain this. Don't let nobody pay you a compliment.
Oh my goodness.
It's confirmation for you to, you know what I'm saying? That, yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing it the way it should be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Small thing.
Let's jump off of that one now and look at personal boundaries. Like, one of the women in our UOU mastermind, named Jas Abram. She's like she's almost said the G, but maybe she is like she a G. But she is really hot and heavy on that boundaries concept.
Yeah.
One of the reasons people who are single, and I'm picking singles because that's what we want to talk about today, have challenges in terms of our relationships is because we don't have boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Remember, I used that colloquialism a little earlier. I said, know what y'all about, like a Jamaican would say. Like, what is it what is your contribution to the world? Well, there are times that people are allowing ourselves to be pushed around by other people's perception of where we should be in our lives. And if I am a person who allows other people to sort of dictate my pace without quality boundaries, then how in the world can I approach a serious romantic relationship?
Fact.
Because as the wind blows, I go.
Yep.
As a person's opinion of me goes, so do I. Like, and so that is like, talk about hindrance to a positive romantic relationship. So we need to know what our own limits are. I remember you used to talk about values back in the day before some years ago before we took that break here on this program.
We're still talking about those, D, because and it's important. Why? Because the values guide your decision making. If something okay, so first of all, your values are something that you don't compromise for anybody.
Right.
It has a lot to do with your moral fabric, the way that you make, you know what I'm saying, the way that you think, the way that you do, make your decisions, and you don't compromise that for anybody. If that's the case, when you make your decisions, your values come into play. Do you line up with 1, 2, 3, and 4? If you don't, then we're not moving in that direction. It's an immediate no. Matter of fact, you don't even have to line up with all 4. The minute that you cross one of them,
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So that part of it is very important.
So that like feeds healthy interactions.
No doubt.
It feeds it, because if a person can see that you are willing to go wherever they're trying to take you, some people just want to sort of, what's the word? Like, I forgot, there's a term that we use all the time, but basically you want to you're a people pleaser.
Yes.
Yeah. Even if you have someone who is immature enough to want to be pleased all the time, there comes a point where that same individual is just like, you know what? This person is not standing for anything, so I'm out. I can't bother with this relationship because, yeah.
Yo, let me say this, and I'm not saying this and trying to throw my wife under the bus, but my wife is built like she don't like confrontation. She's not, and she'll let me know I was doing that so that we could avoid doing this. And our confrontation in this season of our life is different. I say that for some of you think knockdown, drag out, right? Our confrontations are not like that. Our confrontations are at the level you hear me talking right now. That's our confrontations in this season.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one where we scream and hollering. But here's the funny thing. She doesn't like it, but she will do it for the sake of us getting to where we need to get to. And so you want to talk about discipline, right? Mike Tyson said it best. Mike Tyson said discipline is doing the thing that you hate to do like you love it.
Ooh. Say it again.
Mike Tyson said discipline is doing the thing you hate to do like you love it. Faith Green does not like disagreements. She does not like confrontation. She doesn't like that, but she does it so that we can do and achieve what needs to be done and achieved.
I don't either. Faith and I are very similar in that way.
Yeah.
Now I'll turn it up if I have to, but I'd really rather not. It's a dark place. I'm not interested in that place.
Yo, here's the funny thing. It's with me too. I'm not really a fan of the confrontation thing, but if you showing me you want a buck, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
That's the thing with me. And I don't like me when I get to I don't like me when I get to that place because I'm unconscionable.
Unconscionable. You're an unconscionable virago, Quest Green.
Yeah, I'm a vape when it comes to that stuff, bro.
Yeah. So one of the ways to deal with the boundaries piece is to respond.
Yeah.
Instead of reacting.
Come on, D. Say that one more time for the peeps in the back.
Respond instead of react. So if somebody crosses the boundary, respond assertively, calmly, but don't let it be like a nuclear reactor.
Oh, come on.
Like here in Jamaica, you see the what do you call it? What do you call the gas? There's something in the cylinder, the propane or liquid gas, right?
Yeah.
So we use that a lot. Like people connect it to their stove, a lot of different things, right? Mm-hmm. And then you see on the outside, if you see it stored on the outside, it says no naked flame.
None.
Like no bare flame. Like don't smoke around here. Don't light no rubbish around here. Like don't light no matches, cigarettes, like no spliffs. Don't light nothing around here. Because if you do, then this could be a really, really bad light show. Boom.
Gone up.
Right? And so if you are a reactive person where your boundaries are concerned, then maybe that could be a challenge in terms of your developing positive romantic relationships. So respond, be assertive, not reactive.
Here's the thing about the be a reactive too, D. Like, this is the reason why development is so important. You're going to get triggered. You get into a relationship and move into marriage. I don't care what nobody say. You are. It's not if, it's when. And how you respond is going to determine or is going to depend upon how much development you've actually, you know what I'm saying, achieved in order to properly navigate through that moment where you're triggered. Yeah. Many a times in the beginning of me and Faith's relationship, and it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
She was just being herself.
Keep the faith.
You know what I'm saying? But she would say some, and so would I. I would say some things that would just like legit trigger her. And what do you do in those instances? Fly off the handle and clap back, right? No. And you know what's so funny? We did in some of those instances, and we learned it did not serve us very well. And so we had to make some adjustments real quick. This is the reason why. And we had to do it the hard way. I wish somebody was showing us how to do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it I had learned, prior to me and Faith getting married. Some stuff I learned from my first marriage. And then when I took that, was single for like the next 6 or 7 years, I'd learned some stuff. I didn't just float through life or relationships, right? I learned some stuff along the way. That's why I wish somebody was like, what we're about to do is so dope, because it's going to allow people to get that kind of development long before you head into the relationship of your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So here's another one. And I think I'll just pause right here, right? This is one that's simple, super simple, right? Some people wish they had a comfortable living space before they got married.
Wow.
Let me just give you an example. So I left home. Don't make it like a big thing. I left home when I was 15. I went away to boarding school for 2 years, graduated from boarding high school, and then went to college, right? So, and I was living on campus there. When I was 19, I got my first apartment. So I had 2 years of boarding school, a little bit of time in the dorm as a university student.
Come on.
And that's when I decided, you know what? I can't live with these. I can't live with these. I cannot live with these. I can't. I can't. Like, I had some good. I had my first roommate. He was great. My second roommate, he was great. My third roommate, he was great. But I was like, this is great for the dorm. And my fourth and fifth, I had 5 roommates in that over that period of time at different points. And that's when I decided there ain't no way that I am living with nobody, no dude, as a roommate as I'm growing up, right? So what did I do? I decided to bring my level down as a young guy and said, I'm going to Washington, D.C. I'm going to get me an apartment. And in that apartment, as soon as you walk in, I had a nicely made bed right in the middle. It was always clean, always nice. Had the nice drapes, beautiful lighting. In the kitchen, very clean. Dining room, very clean. Bathroom, always clean. Closet, well organized, always very clean. And I was like, if I got to live in this little 500 square foot, whatever, where I run the show and I can cut off and separate from the world so I can be very happy when I step up out of here into this big, bad, crazy world, then that's what it's going to be.
That's right.
And the roommate thing wouldn't have done that for me. So what happens is sometimes single folks who do have less than desirable living circumstances or situations or arrangements, they trying to run into a marriage to resolve that. You knew I was going to drop it in there somewhere, bro. We couldn't just be talking about living room furniture. Come on now.
Do you know how many people I knew did that?
Come on, bro.
How many girls I knew that were under the traditional, my wife, we've known especially under the Latino culture, like you don't leave this house until, and some of them got married just so that they could get from under their father's thumb.
That's messed up.
And then when they did it, ended up in divorce. But of course, they were adults by then and they couldn't go back home. So then, you know what I'm saying? But it's not just them. It's a number of different people. Yeah. Like, for real, you getting married because you feel like you're trying to run away from a particular situation, thinking that marriage is going to save you. It's not going to save you. If anything, it's going to intensify, highlight, and put on Broadway the very thing that you were trying to run from.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to front. There was a challenge, and I'm overstating it. Can I just say that? I'm overstating it. Yeah. But, okay, let me say, when I was single and I had that wonderful environment, I didn't talk about the living room or any of that yet, but I had the environment. It was my perfect space. It smelled so good, Quest. The place just smelled so good. Everything was just great, right? Yeah. And so when I got married, well, before I got married and I had women as guests, because I'm an introvert and who knows whatever else was going on, I used to be like, this is wonderful. When are you going home? So that's the guy that I was. It was wonderful. And I'm like, TikTok, this is the part where we separate. Like, you go home and then I come back in here and I chill. Like, I walk you to your vehicle and bid you adieu, farewell. We'll see you the next time. But peace, like peace, right? Peace. Apart from that, okay, that was my issue. So now when I get married, I realize, like, I got this queen size bed, but I can't sleep in the middle of it anymore. Why? Because I have a wife. And then when I choose the side of the bed that I if I gotta go to one side of the bed, guess who wanted that? Okay, let me just go ahead and let you go with that one. Go ahead, because I think we understand where we're going. Right? So the side that I thought I wanted, well, that's the side that my new wife wanted. So it's like, okay, you can't sleep in the middle and you can't sleep on the side that you think you want.
And don't fight that, because that's, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
so it's like it's a silly discussion, yes, but you really do have to consider, like, which way does the toilet paper go on? Like, which part of the tube do you squeeze on the toothpaste? Like, do you leave your shoes at the door? Do you not leave your shoes at
Why
at
you
the
don't
door?
squeeze the tube from the bottom? Why you squeeze it in the middle? You don't get all the toothpaste out of it. Yo, those are real things, D.
So this is real, but again, if you know what you're about and you have the privilege, I'm not saying you need to rush out of your family's house when you're young, but what I'm saying, if you have the privilege of creating a great environment while you're single, and then you have the privilege of moving now into a marital situation, you can be very clear about what you're about, but then graduate now, welcoming now the new experience, the spouse that you have chosen.
And what you're saying is so heavy because what worked for you, and when you say graduate, you couldn't use the better term, right? Because I look at marriage as an institution, if you will, right? But it's one that you never graduate from, if that makes sense. I like the fact that you use that because you're talking about matriculate through the different seasons, right? But I realized also that why you may graduate in the marriage. I don't know if Crystal's still locked in, but I remember when we were in Antigua and she and myself and Faith and Lemoyne, we were doing a podcast. We were doing this episode out in Antigua, right? And she said about Lemoyne, we on our third or fourth marriage. I was dying laughing.
That's good.
Right? Because what she was in essence saying that the marriage that they were in right now was not the same marriage that they did or had when they first got together. Because what worked in last season don't necessarily work in this season. So, right, this is a whole new marriage because we hold new different people. So yeah, we're constantly growing, constantly evolving. And I have to consider Faith during those evolutions. I have to consider her as we move from season to season. So yeah, that's what you're saying there is heavy, D, because we have to graduate.
That's it. So simple stuff, but things that we have to consider. Like Arsenio used to say, things that make you go, I'm not paying. But now all of this to say, all of this to say that you don't have to figure all this stuff out alone.
Yeah,
Can I just round the corner right here, Quest?
Yeah, you can.
Can I pull the car up to the curb just for a moment and say, when you come out of this vehicle called singleness, or while you're considering it, you don't have to step out into traffic like you don't know what's coming. Why? Because you have a community that the greenhouse is developing that says, this is the way, walk ye in it. Like there are things that people don't have to navigate anymore. Like you already feeling the pains of being single. And I don't mean simply loneliness, which is already a big deal, but all of this stuff. You've done so well with so many things in your life, and you're wondering, like, I am 29, I am 35, I am 42. I want to be married, but things just don't seem to be panning out. How do I navigate this stuff? Well, you don't have to be alone anymore. Like I'm not talking about a singles app. You know what I mean? Like a matchmaker app. I'm talking about a community that we are full bore, like full gear, full gate, running and developing, where people just like you can come together. We can all develop in the key areas. And not only that, if by chance you are developing at a rate that somebody else happens to observe, then we are in a safe space, not Quest and I, because we're married. We are in a safe space, not Faith or Simone, because they're married.
They're spoken for.
Safe space, though, to continue to develop. And if you want to develop together, then we already got the key for that. Yeah, all of that. You're going to hear us talking about singles a lot, because really and truly, can you imagine what more success Quest and I would have experienced had we had this kind of a community? Yeah, I got married. I've only been married one time, but I could have been a better version of me had I had such a community. So when I did get married 22 years ago.
So D, this is the reason why, like, I like the way you're talking today, because um and we're not saying that we're just going to give up totally the marriage portion of our company. We
Oh
still
no. We're not about that life.
No, I ain't about that life. But what I do realize about married couples is that when you get married, you become complacent as if marriage was the goal, not realizing that marriage was the starting point.
Oh.
Right. And so because people think that marriage is the goal, all right, I got married, now we're here. It's kind of that the whole I do, now what do I do kind
I've
of,
heard that before. Yeah.
you feel me? And so when you get to this place where you become comfortable, that's where people mess up, and they become comfortable because they never understood that the wedding was just the starting point. Actually becoming marriage was just the starting point. Now we got to learn how to navigate and live life and grow and be challenged and face difficulty and opposition, and how we navigate through that stuff. And so I believe what we're doing in terms of this new singles community is going to allow us to do that. Why? Because we're going to properly give you game on who, what, because my daughter this morning, it was so funny. She with her boyfriend, she not with her boyfriend. She's 21, right? She with her boyfriend, she not with her boyfriend. And I was playing this morning and, just clowning, talking about welcome our new members to, what I'm saying, the greenhouse, welcome such and such and such and such. She was like, Daddy, you need to add me and, her boyfriend to the community. And I just kind of giggled, and she was just like, what's so funny? And I was like, sweetheart, yeah. If you think that's all marriage is, then you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you need to keep your room clean. You need to make sure that
Careful, King. Careful, King.
Oh, no doubt. You need to take care of the certain level of responsibilities before you even can think about relationship. That's why what we're doing in the beginning, business development, personal development, spiritual development, development, emotional development. Why? Because all of those things are necessary to properly navigate and make decisions while you're in relationship.
Now we're talking.
If you don't have them, you are going to find that I love what marriage does, because it challenges, it highlights all of the weaknesses, all of the areas in which you're not gifted or talented. I shouldn't say gifted. All of the areas in which you are not talented, right? All of the areas that need work. That's what marriage does. It highlights that. And if you're not developed in those areas and you're not emotionally whole, oh boy, get ready for the ride, because it's going to be one.
So yeah, we're setting up that safe space right now. We're coming up on go dates. We will talk to you about it more at the appropriate time. But just hold on. That's all I'm saying. Like, for those who are single, you bout it. You got your life sorted out, but there's some key areas that you want more development, and certainly you want to be developed to the point where it's like, yeah, romance is in not my rear view, but right in, looking through my windshield. I'm ready to go on in there. Then we're making that space available, man. I can't wait. I'm actually getting amped about it, man. I've already changed a lot of what I do because of what we're planning. Yeah. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. Yep. So yeah, any parting words, sir? Any parting words?
Yeah, no doubt.
Sir.
D, I would just, like, for real, I want those who have never, well, let me say it like this. Those who want relationship, who know that you are successful in a number of different ways, but the one thing that you're missing is love. And what we're doing in terms of this new singles community, right? I want you to consider it. Consider what we're trying to give to you so that you can have all the areas necessary to have the relationship that you desire.
That's good.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.